Hello everyone! It is I, Tensai Ojitaku. This is exciting. It's my first ever video. So of course, we need to discuss an anime worthy of this excitement. And what could be more exciting than SpyXFamily? It's got spies, assassins, and espers, even a dog who can see the future. The thing that I find really captivating about SpyXFamily is that on paper, it shouldn't work. It relies on an abundance of common tropes, and anyone reading a description of the show would think it sounds quite generic. In actuality, though, it's a fantastic show, managing to seamlessly blend action and comedy while maintaining a high stakes and serious overtone. Let's take a look at the basic overall plot and see how Tetsuya Endo manages to effortlessly blend his characters and themes. Of course, light spoilers ahead. In order to maintain the state of peace between the rival fictitious nations of Westalis and Ostania, a Westalian agent codenamed Twilight is tasked with spying on a man named Donovan Desmond. He is a leader of the Nationalist Party within Ostania who is looking to restart the war with Westalis. However, due to Desmond being notoriously reclusive, the only way Twilight can get close to him is to enroll a child in the same elite private school as Desmond's sons, and then have that child become an imperial scholar, and then pose as a fellow parent at special social functions. To accomplish this, and present the image of a happy family, Twilight creates the alias of Lloyd Forger, adopts a young orphan girl named Anya, and marries a woman named Yor Breyer. But wait, there's more. Anya happens to be an esper who can read minds, and Yor just so happens to be an incredibly powerful and deadly assassin. Each of them are hiding their identities from each other, but are still trying to come together as a family. There are a lot of different layers to this anime. It is a delicious onion of complexity. So let's try and break it down. Firstly, we have very high stakes. Westalis and Ostania have previously been at war. The anime makes it very clear that it was a brutal, bloody, and horrific war with massive casualties on both sides. Further, it implies that a fragile peace was created, not because one country won over the other, but because both suffered such heavy casualties that they didn't want to continue fighting. As such, we have a Cold War scenario, similar to West-East Germany after the end of World War II, with both countries jockeying for power behind the scenes. Now, to contrast with such a heavy and serious overtone, Endo Sensei works in a ton of comedy. The Forger family is just that, a forgery. They are strangers to each other, but are trying to create a family, and it is precisely the secrets they are keeping from each other that leads to all sorts of hijinks. Lloyd is an incredible super spy. Not only is he able to perfectly imitate people in a way that would put Ethan Hunt to shame, but his ability to memorize details and analyze data is superhuman. At one point, to help his friend Frankie prepare for a date, Lloyd creates a possible conversation chart that accounts for 12,000 different possibilities. He is also shown to be a very accurate shot and strong hand-to-hand fighter. His motivations for becoming a super spy are still a bit vague, but hint at a tragic backstory in his youth. For comedic purposes, Lloyd often plays the role of the straight man, since he's so calm, reasonable, and logical in his thinking. Yor, and to an extent her creepy brother, exist for the sake of physical comedy jokes. She looks like an ordinary woman with long hair, but as a trained and deadly assassin, she is capable of incredible feats of physical strength and speed that are so ridiculous that they become funny. For example, in one episode, she literally kicks a speeding car off the road into a wall. In another, she hits a tennis ball so hard with her racket that it disintegrates. She marries Lloyd as a cover for her assassinations, as single women are viewed suspiciously in Ostanian society. Last, but certainly not least, is Anya, who is the secret sauce that is the heart of the show. Anya is a young 5 to 6-year-old girl with telepathic abilities. As such, she knows that her adopted parents are a super spy and deadly assassin, information which she finds incredibly cool. Just like everyone else, Anya does not disclose her abilities to her adopted parents, worried that they will reject her for being weird as previous adopters had done. Instead, she's always coming up with ways to excuse or explain away knowledge she couldn't possibly have. What Endo Sensei really nails with Anya's character, though, is her simple way of thinking. That isn't meant as an insult. Anya is just a very young character, and her perception of the world is incredibly simple, genuine, and straightforward. Even her way of speaking is childlike, with her often mispronouncing complicated words in a very cute way. She absolutely wants to help her adopted father Lloyd complete his mission and save the country from war, but her laziness and ridiculous harebrained schemes often lead to her hilarious shock and disappointment. Recently, a fourth main character has entered the mix. Bond is a dog who is the subject of governmental experiments. He's quite smart and can understand human speech. He is also granted visions of the future, which Anya can also see as she's able to read minds. This is a clever plot device. Bond can't actually talk to Anya, so she has to interpret the visions she's seeing and also somehow explain having impossible information. I predict that a lot of future adventures will be based off this premise. So far, the show has mostly focused on smaller arcs, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It seems to be taking its time to flesh out all the characters and give them depth while consistently being funny. We all know that eventually the Forger family will learn each other's secrets, but Lloyd will successfully complete his mission anyway. More importantly, when all is said and done, they'll almost certainly decide to stay together and ride off happily into the sunset. Of course, as a wise man once told me, it's not about the destination, but the journey that gets you there. SpyXFamily's ability to effortlessly juggle its grim anti-war messages with hilarious physical comedy, absurdist situations, and wholesome cuteness makes it a very easy recommendation. I foresee this show becoming a gateway to other animes for a brand new generation of viewers. Are you watching SpyXFamily? Comment down below, and also let me know which anime you'd like to see me cover next.